What is up, guys, and welcome back to Gamebird Classic. The Nintendo Switch 2 online service has been updating and expanding its retro games catalog for years, from the NES to the SNES and even the Nintendo 64. But with Switch 2 just on the horizon, I think it's time for Nintendo to think a little bit bigger. And there are three consoles that I think would be a fantastic fit for the Switch 2's online service, and at least one of these I think it's very likely we'll see in that April 2nd Direct, and could even see landed on the NSO service for Switch 2 this year. But what are those three consoles? Let's dig right in.
And out.
For those Slim Jim.
You're watching Gamebird Classic.
One more thing. Don't forget to hit that like button and smash that subscription button so you guys can be notified when I upload brand new videos. Take it away. For Nintendo, growing and expanding Switch Online isn't just an option, it's a necessity. With the Switch 2, NSO has to evolve into a more feature-rich and content-dense service to keep existing subscribers engaged, attract new ones, and prove that it's keeping up with the modern expectations. And the best way to do that is by expanding into more ambitious retro libraries that truly excite the players. So what are the best candidates to push NSO forward on Nintendo Switch 2? Let's start with the first console that can make all the difference. First up, we have the Sega Saturn, a console that struggled in its own time, but has become a cult favorite among retro enthusiasts. So why does it make sense for Nintendo Switch Online? Well, because it's one of the most underappreciated gaming libraries of all time, and it's finally time for these games to have their moment to shine. The Sega Saturn was an absolute beast at handling 2D sprite-based games, and making it a treasure trove for fans of fighters, shoot-em-ups, and RPGs. There was Shining Force 3, Radiant Silvergun, Guardian Heroes. These are games that deserve a second life, but the real prize here, the one that would be an absolute gem, is Panzer Dragoon Saga, one of the rarest and most revered RPGs of all time, locked away due to its limited release, and now commanding insane prices on the market right now. For years, Sega Saturn emulation has been tricky due to its complex architecture, but the rumored boost in hardware power for Switch 2 could finally crack that code, and with Sega already working with Nintendo on NSO, this could be our best shot yet at a Saturn revival. And let's not forget, Saturn games are ridiculously expensive today. If you want to play Panzer Dragoon Saga, you're seriously looking at spending hundreds, even thousands of dollars. Making these games available on Switch Online wouldn't just be a win for game preservation, it would be a massive victory for all retro gaming fans. And let's be real, I feel like the majority population of retro audience probably already consistently lives on Nintendo hardware. Next up, we have the Dreamcast, a console that was so ahead of its time, it still feels fresh today in certain ways. If there was ever a perfect fit for Nintendo Switch Online, this is it. The Dreamcast gave us some of gaming's most innovative experiences, open world adventures in Shenmue, insane action in Power Stone, and an awesome online RPG, Phantasy Star Online. This was a game that proved online console gaming could work, and bringing it back with a modern online functionality on NSO would be incredible. And here's the kicker. Sega is already in the process of reviving some of its biggest Dreamcast era classics like Crazy Taxi and Jet Set Radio. What better time to make the original versions of these games easily accessible through Switch Online? It would just be the perfect way to build hype for these reboots while letting fans get to experience the originals. And now the one you've all been waiting for, the Nintendo Gamecube. This is the biggest no-brainer and probably the most likely addition to NSO. The Nintendo Gamecube's library is legendary. It was home to some of Nintendo's most beloved games, and even today, demand for GameCube titles remains incredibly high. Super Smash Bros. Melee, F-Zero GX, Luigi's Mansion, and Rogue Squadron, just to name a few examples of games that fans are dying to see return. Also, imagine Wave Race Blue Storm or Mario Kart Double Dash with added online support. This would be huge for the NSO expansion. And let's not forget Eternal Darkness, a Nintendo-owned psychological horror masterpiece that deserves a second chance to terrify players all over again. It's an absolute tragedy that this game, as well as many others, are stuck on the purple cube, and these games need new life on Switch 2. But now let's enter the dream zone, because you might have to be dreaming to believe this next one might be coming to Switch Online. But imagine if Nintendo really wanted to blow us away. What if they added the Nintendo Wii to the Nintendo Switch Online service? The Wii was one of Nintendo's most successful consoles ever, with a library packed full of classics. Sure, we've seen some Wii ports over the years, but there's still so many incredible games locked away on that system. Super Mario Galaxy 2, Metroid Prime Trilogy 3, both of these would be incredible additions. But what about some of the lesser known games? Games like Wario Land Shake It, a stunning 2D platformer with hand-drawn animation that deserves another chance. Or what about Zack and Wiki, an innovative point-and-click adventure puzzle game that would be perfect on the Switch's touchscreen. And let's not forget about Mad World, a hyper-stylized, over-the-top action game that would be a blood blast to revisit. These games deserve to be played by a new generation, and NSO could be the perfect way to make it happen. Of course, I'm not going to get my hopes up too much on Wii, but I just think it makes too much sense. And you know, Nintendo, they leave money on the table, so who knows what they're going to bring to this thing. The future of NSO could be bigger than ever, whether it's the Sega Saturn, the Sega Dreamcast, or the Nintendo Gamecube. Adding these three classics would be a game changer. And let's just hope that Nintendo's ready to make it happen. But what do you guys think? I want to hear your thoughts. Sound off in the comment section below, and I'll see you all on the next Gamebird Classic. Peace.